Shut up and sit down.
Alright guys, this is Big Mac's Workshop and Paint Studio. I'm Dodge, and today I'm doing a very short green stuff video requested for by Aquarius. We're going to be making some green stuff eyes. Now it's not going to be a long tutorial because I just stuck with one system for this. We're going to start with your regular bit of green stuff, and what we're going to do is do a prototype eye and then try and scale it down a bit to see if the technique will hold up as you make the eyeball smaller and smaller. There wasn't much in the way of the description about exactly what you were going to do with these demon eyes, but this is what I came up with quite quickly. And as always, I've got my bit of cling film on the table with a bit of Vaseline on it, but I don't think that's as necessary as it usually is for green stuff tutorials, as I need something for the eyeball to stick to because they're quite fiddly. Now obviously the first thing you're going to think when you're doing an eyeball is we're going to need something round, so we're making a round ovalish shaped ball. As I was saying, I'm pretty much pushing that down and sticking the back of it to this cling film. Now I'm only using one tool for this. It's a wax sculpting tool, and what we're going to do to make sure that eye is completely smooth, so we're going to start pushing that down into an oval shape, and where the eye goes the furthest back, bring that up to the camera, we're starting near the top and then pulling that down. And this isn't actually going to be an eyelid. What this is going to be is where the eyelids will sit, because that way it will give it a bit more depth and there won't be any gaps in between anything. It should also bond, so when you do paint these, the wash should sit in there really nicely. And because we're pulling it away from the top to the bottom, we are pulling the surface tension of the green stuff for the actual eyeball much smoother and much more round. I did struggle to get a bunch of this in focus, mainly because of the reflective surface. Now, it's a very simple technique. I wanted to do more on the video, and I couldn't really think of any other ways of really doing this. So that's a very thin piece of rolled up green stuff. And like I said, not much water or Vaseline is used here, because all we're going to do is rest that over the top, and because of the cling film it gives me something to temporarily bond that green stuff to, and then just pull it tight into that gap. And then with that one tool I'm just going to push the eyelids round ever so slightly, so they come to more of a point at the edges. Then I'm just going to scrape off the excess, and then you should really use the excess or piece of the excess to do the other eyelid so they're the same size. So make sure it's a bit longer than you're going to need it to be. And as you can see, that will just sit perfectly in that gap, and with just a little bit of fiddling with the tool you should be able to get that to bond in there perfectly. I've not actually really bothered sculpting eyes before, so this video is just sort of me winging it and seeing what I can come up with for you. But it does come out as a very simple to follow video. There's not much you really need to do to make these eyes. And that's basically it, and what I'm going to do in a minute is see if I can scale this down. So I'm not sure what you're using it for. If you want it for some demons, I'm not sure the scale of them. So using the same technique, you just do the same thing, but you use less and less green stuff as your base. The eyelids can easily be manipulated to fit whatever size, so when changing the size, it's the base of the eye that you need to change, not the eyelids or anything else. And depending on how you want to go with these, you could always add a little bit of green stuff behind the back of the eyelid, make it look a bit more round. And what you do when you want to attach these to your model is just peel those off when they're semi-dry and glue them on, and then push the rest of it round with a sculpting tool. As you can see, I made a couple more and just kept scaling it down. You just start with less material at the beginning. And I think one of these ones, I didn't even snap the piece for the eyelid off. I just folded it back round on itself and then put a crease in it with the sculpting tool. I did make a really small one at one point, but it doesn't show up very well on camera, which is why I'm not showing it. And that's basically it for green stuff eyes. It's a very simple one. Maybe I'll come back to it at some point if I can work out something with even more detail to it. But that's all you need to do, guys. So thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe, hit like, and share with your friends, and I'll catch you in the next one.